YouTube, Baseball Card Junkies TV here, Tops 85 401,
Titanic Taters,
and it's Saturday Night Live. So hopefully you guys are like sitting around and it's cold as hell tonight and you got nowhere to go so you can hang out with us. But we figured we'd talk about the Hall of Fame for 2018, the Hall of Fame class. It should be interesting. And we have some statistics from last year.
or technically this year,
yeah,
for the 2018 inductees.
Yeah. Anyways, right before we went live, too, Eric and I were just talking, and we've concluded that Alan Trammell, even though he got voted in this year, he just we can't wrap our brains around the fact that he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's a great player. But
he's a great player.
But we can't wrap our brains around.
He was a very so. My take on it is that Alan Trammell got in based on consistency over dominance in his era.
Yeah.
Right? So if you look at his numbers, like especially if you compare him against Cal Ripken Jr., Barry Larkin, Ozzie Smith, Robin Yount, there was nothing that Alan Trammell was dominant in. No statistic that he was dominant in over his
I think
sabermetrics
put him in the Hall of Fame, and just people
but
I don't know.
At the bottom of the list on that too.
I think the thing is this. I think people overanalyze stuff over the years. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, it's a tough pill to swallow.
Like if you look at it, okay, let's just look at sabermetrics. So we're talking like WAR, right? Mm-hmm. Sabermetrics. All right. So you got Cal Ripken Jr. at 95.5 over his career. The dude is a freak.
That's a pretty good WAR.
And
that's not even like anywhere near the top of the leaderboard.
Shortstops, he's up there pretty high.
Shortstops, yeah, but not
offensively not all players. Yeah. I think Babe Ruth is like 130 or something.
Yeah, he's way up there.
Like that.
95 is actually pretty high.
Then you have Robin Yount at 77,
mm-hmm.
right? Ozzie Smith, who was a purely defensive shortstop. The guy stole 580 bases over his career, but Ozzie Smith is known for his defense.
Mm-hmm.
Is at a 76.5 WAR.
Oh. What's Trammell?
Trammell's at 70.4.
All right, so right? Yeah, he's not he's not in the 30s or anything, but
yeah. But then you have Barry Larkin, who's at 70.2. But Barry Larkin was also a 12-time All-Star, had an MVP, 9-time Silver Slugger. Didn't he have a batting title as well? I want to say he did, but I can't quite recall. But if you look at just average out the statistics, there's nothing Alan Trammell was dominant in, and he was below average in every.
Yeah, he was that double play combo with Lou Whitaker, pointed out by Henry S. But anyways.
Anyway, so when you look at the numbers, my take on it is that Alan Trammell got voted in on consistency over his career versus actual dominance over any period of time.
Yeah.
So it also kind of makes you look at it and go like, well, you know who else was consistent over their career? Moises Alou.
Yeah, but he's. I mean, but he's. Yeah, well, McGriff. I can't stand the fact that McGriff did not get voted in by the era committee.
Jeff Kent.
Oh, Kent. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. That Jeff Kent. You look at his offensive numbers and you compare them to like Ryan Sandberg. He has way better offensive numbers. And it's not like Kent's getting like 40 or like 50 or even 60% of the vote. The guy's getting, what was
16.7.
Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around 15%. So, and of course you need 75% to get in, but 16.6, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the
list. How could he be that low?
You look at the list of people, and you look at a guy like Mike Mussina. The only reason he does not have any Cy Young awards is because he was in the same era as Maddox, Tom Glavine.
Yeah, and those guys sucked
John
up
Smoltz,
all the Cy Young awards.
Roger Clemens,
mm-hmm.
Randy Johnson.
Yep. So there were some damn good pitchers in that.
He was second place in Cy Young voting throughout his career. Second or third.
Oh yeah, Pedro too. Yes, Hitman 23.
Yeah, Pedro Martinez also. So why and it kind of leads me to my next point is that the Hall of Fame is getting almost kind of pointless.
Well, I think a lot of baseball fans, and guys, comment in the comments, and if you're not watching this live, comment down below. But I think a lot of baseball fans are kind of like frustrated with the Hall of Fame because there seems to be no direction.
Are you guys doing a video?
Yeah, we're doing a live video.
I have almond raspberry muffins if you want some.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. You guys hear that?
Almond raspberry muffin.
All right.
I'm
Sounds
actually
good.
kind of flabbergasted at the Hall of Fame voting recently.
Yeah.
But let's look at who's kind of shoe-ins for this year, right?
Yeah.
For the actual, not the Veterans Committee, the actual Hall of Fame ballot.
The writers.
You look at it, you got Jim Thome, Chipper Jones, Vladimir Guerrero, are kind of like, I think, and probably Trevor Hoffman. Kind of like,
yeah,
because he was at 74% last year.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the consensus that he's going to make it in.
We'll see.
Right?
I think so. I think, yeah, those are the people I think are going to get in as well.
And on the outskirts, you got Edgar Martinez.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Delivered.
Here, I'll just...
Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
All right. There they are, guys. Muffins. Ooh, fresh from the oven.
So let's talk about Jim Thome a little bit.
All right.
What is he? 614 or 600?
He's over 600.
Over
homers,
600
but I don't know
home
exactly
runs.
how many.
I mean, he was kind of like an Adam Dunn that hit for average as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, played a lot longer than Dunn too.
Yeah, true.
He didn't strike out as much.
So he was an all-around good hitter. I mean, obviously dominant over that time period. He's going to get into the Hall of Fame. Chipper Jones is another guy. I don't think Chipper Jones has an MVP, does he?
Damn, I feel like I should know that. I don't think he
I
does.
don't think Chipper Jones
Guys,
has.
does Chipper Jones have an MVP? Don Sutton in the Hall of Fame? Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No, Adam Dunn?
No,
he's not.
Don Sutton. Yeah, Don Sutton's
Sutton
in the Hall
is,
of
yeah.
Fame. Yeah.
300 wins. He better be in the Hall of Fame.
Someone says no, but I'm pretty.
Yeah,
I'm almost.
Yeah, Don Sutton is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm almost confident that he is. Yeah.
Every pitcher, with the exception of Roger Clemens, that has 300 wins is in the Hall of Fame.
Texas Rangers fan, yes, post a video if you want. That was just a random.
So,
Someone's asking.
what were we talking about?
The players that we think will get in the Hall of Fame.
So Jim
this year.
Thome, obvious. Chipper Jones, I don't think he does because he was going against Bagwell and Guerrero in the NL over that time period. And Bonds, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think Chipper Jones does not have an MVP.
I don't think he does either.
But he's got over 400 home runs.
But he dominated the whole time he was
He's like
in the league.
pretty close to 3,000 hits. I think he's around 2,700-ish. So
He's over the 400 home run mark.
Yeah.
Chipper Jones dominated the whole time he played. He just never won an MVP.
Yeah. Plus, he was a major fan favorite. Played for the same team throughout his whole career. Who else is on here? Vladimir Guerrero should have been in last year.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if he gets in the second
Bagwell
year,
getting in there last year, he should have been in there last year.
that wasn't Bagwell's first ballot though. I think that was the second or third ballot, but yeah.
Don't even care.
No.
Vladimir Guerrero played a much more difficult defensive position than Jeff Bagwell.
True.
And they have very similar offensive.
Well, you know how the writers are. The writers are like really, and this is another weird thing about the Hall of Fame. They won't, they'll think someone's a Hall of Famer, but they won't vote that guy the first year because they don't want him to have a certain percentage of votes or be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So it's almost like the writers even recognize that the difference between a true Hall of Famer and a non-Hall of Famer, I guess. I don't know.
Chipper Jones won an MVP in 1999.
All right.
All right.
Something told me he did, but I don't remember. I don't remember him winning that. That was the National League in '99. Kent won in 2000 and Bonds won in 2001, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't remember. Yeah, that was... All right, well, good knowledge, Mark from Kentucky.
Good knowledge.
Or good job Googling it and finding out and giving us the answer. Either or, good knowledge.
We don't have access to Google right now.
No.
Okay,
Chipper Jones, 1999. Okay, that sounds...
There you go. He's got one MVP.
All right, cool. Well, I'm glad he has an MVP because he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Let's see. We're on Chipper Jones, Jim Thome, Vladimir Guerrero.
Another guy that I was watching MLB Network, and they're making a lot of arguments for players like Edgar Martinez, who was a DH.
He did play third base.
Yeah, but no, he was pretty much a lifer DH. And then the other one was Larry Walker. They were talking a lot about Larry Walker.
Larry Walker.
Those guys might be coming close to 10 years on the ballot. Maybe that's why they're talking about it so much.
Larry Walker was his 8th year.
Oh, 8th year. Okay. So, damn. Yeah, 21.9%. He's not going to make it.
Unless he has
You think Edgar? See, I don't think. I have a problem with. I don't know. I just don't think Edgar Martinez should be a Hall of Famer, but I could see why people would feel that he is a Hall of Famer. But if you're a lifetime DH, really, if you can't play defense, I mean.
Well, but then you have an argument that David Ortiz shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, he's not even eligible for the ballot, so I don't have to concern myself with David Ortiz.
Not right now. You'll worry about that when it comes out.
I think that if Edgar Martinez does get voted into the Hall of Fame, then yes, David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer. But you know what? If you put David Ortiz in, and we're getting off topic a little bit, but that's because of his postseason heroics more than anything. Well, and he's in the 500 home run club too, but he was on the Mitchell report as well. So that opens the door for all kinds of players if you put Ortiz in. Yeah. But okay, so then you got like Bonds, Chris Carpenter.
Yeah, Chris Carpenter is a no. Bonds and Clemens, we all know they should already be in.
Yeah. Well, who knows what's going to happen with that? Last year they were around 54%. So if they can climb up into the 60s this year, then that's a step in the right direction in terms of them getting into the Hall of Fame.
But back to Alan Trammell.
Okay.
What I think is interesting about Alan Trammell getting in on the Veterans Committee is that's going to open the door for so many players.
Yeah.
To get.
I mean, it's going to open the door for Lou Whitaker. It's going to open the door for.
But like, look at so guys that are kind of fringe, but like definitely had like a lot of hits. They played for World Series teams. Johnny Damon. Let's see here. Andrew Jones.
Yeah, but
Jeff Kent. Obviously Fred McGriff.
That's another one that pisses me off.
Scott Rowland. And I'm omitting the 500 home run club guys that should already be in the Hall of Fame. So that's like 5 players on the list. Jim Edmonds is another one that'll be on there. Like, there's so many players that were just as consistent as him.
Well, like the thing about Edgar Martinez getting in the Hall of Fame, if you put Edgar Martinez in the Hall of Fame, you got to put Fred McGriff, because the one big argument for McGriff was, well, he was a first baseman, but he played in the same era as Edgar Martinez, and Edgar Martinez didn't even play first base.
Yeah.
So why are we having the conversation that Edgar Martinez should be in the Hall of Fame if Fred McGriff isn't?
Yeah,
I mean, just
Martinez
forget about it.
DH. He did not.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he did. I mean, McGriff was a first baseman for most of his career. And really, the DH was implemented so that older players could play in the twilight of their career, not so that someone could have a career playing that position.
The DH was implemented to make the American League more exciting.
No, it wasn't. I've read about it. The reason why they implemented the DH is so that the players, like the union, the baseball players union, wanted a DH so the older guys in the twilight of their career could still play baseball without having to play defense, so that they could hit. And it was all for. It wasn't to make the game more exciting. The initial reason for the DH was to extend careers and allow older players to make money. That's what it was for.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
very much.
McGriff definitely. Yeah. And
but 21.7%.
McGriff. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. 21.7%. I mean, I think that I wonder what Alan Trammell kind of votes he had on the Writers Association. If anybody could look that up and let us know.
Yeah.
But McGriff at 21.7, and then you got Edgar Martinez at 58.6. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway,
Doesn't make sense.
It does. I don't know what these writers
I
were looking at during the 80s and 90s. What
So
were they watching?
There's also a thing with the writers that they want to be able to associate a player with one team.
Yeah, but
At most two teams.
Yeah, but I mean, I
You
don't
know, Edgar
That's just
Martinez
weak.
played for the Mariners his whole career, right?
Yeah, he did. He came up with
So,
the Mariners and played for.
Fred McGriff played for the Blue Jays. He played for the Braves. He played for the Devil Rays. He played for like 2 or 3 other teams.
Yeah, I know the Devil Rays, the Blue Jays, and
the Braves.
the Braves and the Rays.
Yeah.
Or
he
I said the Rays and the Devil
he
Rays.
played
It's the
for a
same
couple
thing.
other teams as well.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
At
for,
the end of
one
his career,
season.
yeah.
The Tampa Bay, we already said that, but Minnie
Yeah, the
Minoso.
problem is the writers. Yes, Minnie Minoso should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. That guy contributed more to baseball than many players in the Hall of Fame.
Another guy that should be in the Hall of Fame, and it's ridiculous that he's not, is Vida Blue.
Yeah, I know. That guy won. He's a pitcher, and he won a Cy Young and an MVP in the same year. I always assumed he was in the Hall of Fame till I found out he wasn't.
Yeah.
Tony Oliva. See, now we're reaching. I think he might be a Hall of Famer.
Tony
actually.
Oliva?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I don't know. I know the name. That's a 70s guy. I don't know much about Tony Oliva. I think, anyway.
Boog Powell, probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of fan favorites like that. Yeah. You think Coke ruined Vida Blue's chances? Yeah, a lot of people think cocaine ruined Vida Blue's chances. It almost kept Orlando Cepeda out the marijuana charges from the 70s too, but he finally got written in. Dale Murphy, 2 MVPs, yeah.
Dale Murphy should already be.
He didn't even come close on the era committee ballot this year. He didn't even come close to getting voted. He was
They didn't even announce
Gil
how many
Hodges.
votes he
Yeah,
got.
he's not a Hall of Famer, I don't think. Gil Hodges, but he was like one of those 50s and 60s superstars. Another guy is Dick Allen. I think he should be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. There's that. Ted Simmons was really close, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I didn't like. The funny thing is, I didn't know who Ted Simmons was.
I did look him up. He's a catcher.
Yeah, I know.
He had like 2,400 hits.
He had some good career numbers.
He had some
but-
good career numbers, but he didn't like win any awards or anything.
Yeah, it's like
over his career.
But like I started collecting heavily in '83, and I collected through into 1990, and as a kid I had no idea who Ted Simmons was.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Ted Simmons does not Beckett. I love Henry's his logic there. Yeah, if you can't get into the Beckett, you shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Joe Morgan. Well, yeah, Joe Morgan is definitely a Hall of Famer.
Well, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Someone said Joe Morgan. I don't know if he's saying yes or no, but I say
He's
he
like-
is, and he
He's
belongs
literally
there.
like 20 hits shy of 3,000 hits, I think, or something like that.
Well, the guy's a Hall of Famer. Kyle P. Omar Vizquel is another example of having great defense. Yes, he is. But you know what? Vizquel was like 65 hits shy of 3,000. That's probably more due to longevity of career than like being a great hitter. But still, I mean, he's not that far from 3,000 hits.
If you kind of look at it, like if Ozzie Smith is in, Omar Vizquel should be in. Like, you can't base the difference of a Hall of Famer on one hit in the postseason.
So Hitman says that Crime Dog and Delgado had very similar careers, and they did. But you got to remember, Crime Dog played in more of a dead ball era. It was a lot harder to hit home runs when Crime Dog
Delgado
played.
also used
Yeah.
a lot of steroids.
Well, players taking ballots. Yep. Omar, 11 Gold Gloves. Yeah, he was pretty much a staple for a Gold Glove.
Omar was a vacuum cleaner at shortstop.
Yeah. I loved it when he played on the Giants, man. He was so fun to watch. But so we appreciate all the comments. We're trying to keep up with all your guys' comments. You're probably talking among yourselves, but Sheffield, he's not going to ever be, because he's linked way too much to PEDs. And he's what is he, 504 homers or something like that? So he barely hit 500.
Yeah,
I don't think he's
right where Eddie Murray is.
Yeah, but
except Eddie Murray has 3,000 hits also.
Yeah. I don't think Sheffield is ever going to get in the Hall of Fame.
Like, it used to be, if you had 500 home runs, if you had 3,000 hits, you were a lock Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yeah.
which probably should still be that way. Like, they should just let him in.
Yeah. Oh, anyway.
So that I mean, really, like, it's a list of like people that should already be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but
Like,
the ones that perplex me is like Jeff Kent. We're looking at a list here,
Yeah.
by the way, guys. Jeff Kent, and the two biggest perplexes for me on the vote percentage is Jeff Kent and Fred McGriff.
Oh, for sure.
Those are the two biggest ones. I mean, like Sosa and Gary Sheffield, we know why they're not getting huge vote percentages. And then also why Edgar Martinez is so high when you got when you're looking at Fred McGriff so low, and McGriff played defense and Edgar Martinez was a DH. I mean, anyways, so.
Well, again, it's the fact that they're associating them with one team.
Yeah,
and
I know. Whatever.
You know,
McGriff was a world champ with the Braves, so how many World Series did
and
Edgar
the
Martinez
Braves
win?
may have not even made it to the World Series or the postseason without Fred McGriff on that team.
Yeah.
So
Man, that was a potent lineup the Braves had back in the day. But anyway.
Let's see here. Kerry Wood, obviously no. Carlos Zambrano, no.
Kerry Wood, man, you know what ruined his career was that 20 strikeout game, which I saw like the last 3 innings on TV. ESPN decided to broadcast the last 3 innings, but he was never the same after that. He hurt himself.
But there's a lot of people that are going to make it onto the next ballot, I think.
So Hitman23 says, unfortunately, I think Kent's personality is keeping him out of the Hall of Fame, and it certainly isn't helping.
But how is it that Manny Ramirez has more votes than Jeff Kent then?
Well, I mean, the thing is Kent, I don't think his personality's keeping him out, but it's keeping him at 16.7% instead of like 50%.
Kurt Schilling, that's basically destroyed himself by making political comments, is getting more votes than.
Yeah, well, because the writers, see, if you're a baseball writer, really, you can't make your voting decision based on your relationship with the player. If you're doing that, you're a bitch, and if you're a bitch, you shouldn't be writing. That's just all I gotta say about that. I mean, him from being awesome, Dave Dravecki's injuries prevented him from being awesome. Yes, he had cancer on the arm, and he was and still is awesome anyway. Henry S. As a Giants fan, you see him at the ballpark all the time, and he is very active in the charitable community. He's a very, very good guy. He's just not a Hall of Fame guy.
Like, I think, honestly, they're going to need to figure something out for the steroid era guys.
We got some old school fans in here. Everyone likes Dave Dravecki.
Where if they, like, tested once for it and apologized and never tested positive again.
That would be like an Ortiz.
There should be some leeway in there.
Or Giambi.
Yeah, if they retired and then came out and said, yeah, I did it, I regret it, yada yada, there should be some leeway. But the guys that like tested multiple times and kept failing, kept trying to find new ways to do it, like I kind of feel like, you guys like Manny Ramirez. Or even A-Rod. Yeah. Like, but A-Rod's going to be interesting when he hits the ballot.
Yeah, he would have had 700 homers if baseball didn't decide that it was time for him to retire.
But at the same time, I think the steroids is what ended his career.
Well, yeah, because what happened? Yeah, I mean,
built so much muscle.
You got too much muscle for your bone structure, and your body just breaks down.
Yeah.
Your body can't handle the muscle growth on your joints too. I think your joints take a beating too.
Yeah.
So that's why. Anyway.
So the Hall of Fame, I think we're in a consensus that the Hall of Fame is getting kind of.
It's not what it was.
Essential at this point.
Yeah, well, it's not like if you go back into the 1980s and you're a kid and you're reading about the Hall of Fame and players in the Hall of Fame, like when a player was in the Hall of Fame, you're like, wow, that was a hell of a ball player.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're looking at it and you're like, well, what about these guys?
Yeah.
And Michael likes it, Mike bitches comment. But so yeah, it is funny that it doesn't hold the same esteem that it held when we were kids, and I'm a kid from the '80s. You're probably
me
the late
too.
'80s, early '90s.
Late 80s, early
Yeah.
90s.
But I think a lot of it probably started when Rose, was disqualified from even being on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. And I have to preface this by saying it in that manner because I hate it when people say, well, if such and such, if Rose doesn't get in the Hall of Fame, such and such shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. That argument fucking drives me nuts because Pete Rose doesn't, the writers don't have the option of even voting for him. So don't even go there.
Yeah.
So, but if you look at it from a different standpoint,
Pushing for
Herb Washington, the pinch runner. Yes, Hitman 23. You are absolutely right. He's the only guy to be a pinch runner. So damn it, he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's the only guy to ever score a run in Major League Baseball without having a single plate appearance. So absolutely, Herb Washington should be a Hall of Famer. No plate appearances, and how many runs? What would that? What would his OPS be? Right?
I don't know.
Or no, his slugging. No, is there a statistic that can do runs scored? No, it's always knocking people in, not runs scored. But anyways, yeah, Herb Washington, good one.
Smitty
I like
earlier,
that call.
I went live earlier on my channel. Smitty said Baseball Card Junkies TV should be in the Hall of Fame. I said,
Yes!
Damn right. You should have a plaque right there when you walk in. Baseball Card Junkies.
Yes. And all of our fans should vote us in, right?
Yeah, right in. Vote.
I'm a frickin' Hall of Famer. Thank you, Schmitty. You know what I'm gonna do when Eric and I go to the TriStar show in April? We're gonna make a video. You're gonna be on our video, so then you're gonna be on a Baseball Card Junkies TV video. So you're gonna be a Hall of Famer too.
TriStar, that's right.
Schmitty.
Yes, we are going to
April.
TriStar.
Yeah, the 20th.
Yeah.
The 20th. Yeah. Anyway, so I think we've shared our thoughts on the Hall of Fame. Unless you guys have anything else, we'll sit here and hang out,
shoot the breeze
about other stuff if you guys want.
Well, I'm gonna eat this raspberry.
All right.
Is it good?
Yeah, man. My wife knows how to bake. That's gonna be funny if people aren't watching the video live, like, watching it when we upload it. Like, what? Anyway.
Good.
So guys, anything else, you guys? Any questions? We could do a Q&A. We could do an Eric and Nate Q&A. So bring it on, guys. What kind of Q&A do you have for us? We've exhausted our Hall of Fame talk for the evening. Oh man. Okay, John. I'll send them out to you. We'll package them up real well. You'll like them, but they won't be fresh out of the oven. They taste like anytime my wife makes muffins, they always taste much better out of the oven. Anyway, that's funny. Oh, it's on 2018 tops. Hitman 23 wants to know what our thoughts are on 2018 tops, and
I still haven't seen the design.
I haven't either. So there, and also Hall of Fame asshole. He brought everything in himself. Don't feel bad for him at all. Yeah, Pete Rose, man, he did something stupid this year.
Pete Rose is an interesting situation. He's being denied the Hall of Fame, denied being on the ballot for the Hall of Fame as a player for what he did as a manager.
Yeah.
That's an interesting situation to me because I don't think what he did as a manager should affect his ability to get into Hall of Fame as a player.
Yeah, but I mean, baseball has a zero tolerance policy on betting
unless
on
your name
sports.
Is, oh.
That's why. I mean, they're not gonna. Would you give Palmeiro an at bat?
He's got 3,000 hits, 500 home runs.
Early tops cards. Yes, Rose does have some awesome early tops card. Except the one thing, New York Yankees fan 7 said he loves Pete Rose's early tops cards. I do too, except for, ironically, his rookie card, which is horrific. It's that 1963 tops where you got like 4 little headshots of players. I mean, the colors are cool. I like the colors, but the actual card itself, it doesn't spit out, hey, I'm a Pete Rose rookie card. His second year card is awesome though.
Yeah.
Yeah, his second year card with the All-Star Trophy Cup, that card is awesome. Floating heads, huh? What's floating heads?
That's the Pete Rose rookie card.
Oh, yeah, the floating heads. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Getting married to his current wife. She's on fire. Yeah, thank you, Maiko. I got what you're saying there about their favorite kind of muffin. Muffin
I don't
top.
think there was any way that was going to come out okay.
I don't know. Yeah. So, well, I guess we do got people.
My wife's muffins come out of the oven all hot and.
Big Mac has been the most honest PED user in there. I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Okay, so I didn't get to read that whole comment. Big Mac is not the most honest PED user.
He's up there.
The most honest
Junkie
PED
is up
user, is the guy that brought the whole subject into limelight. Jose Canseco is most honest PED. Canseco's never lied about anything. He's pissed a lot of people off. He's never lied about anything. Any big games I plan on attending this year? Well, I'm going on a road trip to watch the Giants on the road. I'm not going to tell you when, but I'm going on a road trip. And you'll find out all about it when I get home. And I do intend on watching a game when I go to the National as well. So but that won't be Giants games, of course. Think of the Giants lineups here. Okay, good question. What do I think of? Not Eric's Giants lineup. My Giants lineup. And I have to preface this by saying I am not affiliated with the San Francisco Giants. However, I am a fan that is heavily invested into the Giants, so I use we as an endearing term. Guys, I'm being funny here, okay? I'm actually making a knock at people that say we and us when they're referring to their favorite sports team. But my favorite team, the Giants, what do I think of their lineup this year? They brought McCutchen and they brought Evan Longoria into the lineup. And these are great players that are past their prime. And so a lot of times that's a risky move that the Giants made, that they invested that much money in two players that are past their prime. And either they're going to look like geniuses or they're going to look like complete idiots. It really depends on...
I don't think Longoria is even 30 yet, dude.
Yeah, but he's past it. I mean, anyway. He's had injury problems. McCutchen, he hasn't been the best the last few years. So if it works out, I'm stoked. Let's play the games. But I mean, I'm glad the Giants are doing something. Let's just put it that way. They had to do something. 89 sweep. Oh yeah. You want to know something, Smitty? In 1989, not only did the A's sweep the Giants in the World Series, but the Giants never even had a lead for one inning. The best score that the Giants ever had was 0-0. So, and ironically, Tony La Russa was a manager of the A's when the A's had the lead for the entire World Series. And then one year when the Cardinals were in the World Series and they got swept in 4 games, Tony La Russa was the manager of the Cardinals, and the Cardinals never had the lead in the whole World Series.
They should have had like 4 World Series victories.
Well, they should have won in 88, 89, and 90. I don't know how the Dodgers...
The Reds in 87, right?
No, in 90.
Oh, in 90.
Yeah. Schmitty, I know more about the A's than the A's fan here. He got swept by the Reds.
They still shouldn't have lost.
Yeah. Killed the A's in 88. But anyways, yes, World Series.
Like literally, if Dennis Eckersley would have just beamed him.
Well, I remember when Kirk Gibson walked to the batter's box. He's sitting there freaking limping, and the announcers are like, he wasn't supposed to suit up for this game. And the only reason why they're putting him in there is to hit a home run. He's their only home run threat. Wouldn't that be something? And then, bam, Eckersley hangs a slider, and Gibson just flicks his bat out.
Hung it. He just Gibson knew that was the pitch that was coming.
Well, he just flicked his bat, and it just flew over to the right field fence for a home run. I was a full-blown only A's fan in 1988, and I will never forget that moment.
Because it was like a low outside pitch.
Yeah.
That he ended up
And he just flicked his bat. He was like, and they... fuck you, Kirk Gibson. Yeah, the 88 upset. Yes, sir. That was. You know what's funny is my wife and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about the Loma Prieta earthquake. Or maybe it was my mom and I, because I went on a hike with my mom the other day. I don't see her very often. And we were talking about the 88 Loma Prieta earthquake. And I was at the DMV when that happened, and it was when the A's and the Giants were on the World Series. And I was sitting there, I look at my mom, and I'm like, what the hell were we doing at the DMV when my two favorite teams, the A's and Giants, are playing in a World Series baseball game? What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just a funny tidbit about me.
I was at my dad's work.
Damn. Blows my mind that only got one of three of those teams were. Yeah, I know. Only one of three of those teams won a World Series. It is pretty mind blowing.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's why. I mean, it's tough to win a World Series, I guess. You know.
You never know what's gonna happen. I mean, you have to figure they've already played 162 games plus, you know, the playoffs.
Yeah.
Those teams are exhausted by that point.
Well, I don't know if it's exhaustion. They didn't win. But I mean, that's the thing about baseball, you know. If you get hot at the right time, anybody could beat anybody on any given day.
You have
like,
to play your best for those 7
or you
games.
get a pitcher that's good and they just have their best outing of the whole year. Doesn't matter how good the lineup is. If a pitcher's feeling it, they're feeling it. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, the pitchers sometimes have a night where they can't do anything wrong. So, all right, guys. Anything else from you guys?
Anything?
Any Q&A? Any more Q&A?
Bueller.
There's 19 people in here. Hey, what's up, Joey? Joey brings it. Love your graded cards. Can't wait to see that 6-card order come back. Oh man, what is the last wax box? I know the last one you busted, Eric, was that Chrome for 2015.
2016.
Yeah, you got your ass handed to you. And I think the last wax box I busted, because as you guys know, I'm not a big wax breaker, was 2015 Panini Prism. And I actually did that with Eric.
Yeah, we had 2 boxes. I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we had a couple of boxes and we busted that. And I just, for whatever reason, I've decided I'm not going to break any more wax.
Yeah, that was a good one though, because you got that cool Griffey.
Yeah, I got a Griffey Red Power. I think it was the one with the little like almost like an atomic refractor, look numbered to 125.
Yeah.
And the Shinjo autograph.
And I think I pulled a Jose Fernandez autograph out of that.
Yeah, you did. And you pulled a Luis Tiant auto, and then you pulled a Garrett Cole Gold numbered to 10 Prism.
Something like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got some good stuff out of that break.
I mean, Garrett Cole isn't very good anymore.
Mike O says the A's should have stayed in Philadelphia. Well, you'd have 2 teams, that's for sure, if they stayed in Philly. I guess...
Are we counting the Phillies as a team? Oh, snap!
The funny thing is, I think when the A's were in Philadelphia, they were probably more popular than the Phillies. Because, well, they won a bunch of championships.
They won championships.
Yeah, and then you had, so they were popular, but, yeah, they gone. I guess Philadelphia decided they didn't want 2 teams anymore. All right, any more Q&A for you guys? People seem to be dropping off. No, not as many comments, so. All right, guys. All right, guys, well, thanks so much for joining us on our live feed here tonight. And
it's always fun.
It's always fun. We chose a different night. We normally don't do this on a Saturday night, so it's kind of cool.
I thought